What happens when the franchise's biggest financial commitment in history steps onto the mound for the first time? When a $210 million ace who rejected other suitors to join a championship pursuit finally delivers his opening statement. On Saturday in Dunedin, Florida, Dylan Cease didn't just make his Blue Jays debut. He validated everything the front office believed when they jumped the market before anyone else could even make an offer. Hello, Jays Nation. Welcome to Jays Quick News, your go-to spot for the latest Toronto Blue Jays updates. What we witnessed from Dylan Cease against the Philadelphia Phillies wasn't just another spring training appearance. It was the first visible return on investment for the most aggressive offseason move in franchise history. And the implications go far beyond one inning and two-thirds of work. If you want to understand exactly why this matters for Toronto's 2026 championship window, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. Let's break down the strategic brilliance behind what just happened. Saturday's stat line tells you the surface story. 1.67 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts, 33 pitches, 1 walk, 1 solo home run to Brian De La Cruz. But numbers alone miss the championship-level details that should have every Blue Jays fan excited about what's coming. Cease's first pitch as a Blue Jay registered 98.3 miles per hour on the radar gun. His hardest heater of the day touched 98.9 miles per hour against Phillies rookie Justin Crawford. For context, that velocity places Cease in elite company among starting pitchers, and he's achieving it in his age 30 season. This isn't a pitcher relying on deception or command to survive. This is legitimate, overpowering stuff that forces hitters into uncomfortable decisions. The real story emerges when you examine who Cease dominated. His back-to-back strikeouts of Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper weren't accidents. Schwarber just finished 2025 with 56 home runs and league-leading 132 RBIs. Harper remains a 2-time MVP and perennial All-Star. These are exactly the caliber of hitters who punish mistakes in October, and Cease made them look ordinary. Manager John Schneider pulled Cease after De La Cruz's solo shot, which was predetermined regardless of results. The focus was never maximizing innings, it was building mechanical consistency while protecting an asset Toronto just committed 7 years and $210 million to secure. Cease himself acknowledged he's operating at roughly 80% of his target delivery mechanics. Translation: what you saw Saturday is the foundation, not the finished product. The Blue Jays didn't simply add a starting pitcher this offseason. They executed a calculated market disruption that sent a message throughout baseball. By signing Cease in early December, before the winter meetings even began, Toronto eliminated bidding wars and secured their primary target while competitors were still formulating offers. This wasn't desperate spending. This was precision targeting of a specific profile. Cease brings 4 distinct attributes that align perfectly with championship requirements. First, durability. In an era where rotation depth determines playoff survival, Cease has never missed a start across 7 major league seasons. 0 trips to the injured list, despite throwing more than 165 innings in each of the past 5 years. Second, strikeout dominance. Cease has exceeded 200 strikeouts annually since 2021, averaging 11.3 per 9 innings. That level of swing and miss ability becomes exponentially more valuable in October when every pitch carries amplified consequences. Third, October experience. Cease has appeared in 4 postseason campaigns between Chicago and San Diego. He understands pressure situations and high-leverage moments. Fourth, and perhaps most critically, cultural fit. Cease spoke this week about how the team chemistry has impressed him, how genuine the relationships feel, how much fun the environment creates. For a Blue Jays squad that came within 2 outs of winning the World Series, adding someone who strengthens that clubhouse dynamic while bringing elite talent represents the ideal acquisition profile. The ripple effects extend throughout the organization. Kevin Gausman now has a rotation partner with comparable strikeout ability. Trey Yesavage gains a veteran mentor with proven success. The bullpen benefits from deeper starts and higher quality handoffs. This is how championship ecosystems are constructed. One strategic addition elevating every surrounding piece. Here's the insight that should dominate every conversation about Dylan Cease and the 2026 Blue Jays. Statistical patterns reveal predictive intelligence when properly analyzed, and Cease's career pattern aligns almost impossibly well with Toronto's championship timeline. Since 2021, Cease's ERA in odd-numbered years averages 4.35. In even-numbered years, a dramatically superior 2.84. This isn't small sample noise. We're examining 5 full seasons of data showing consistent year-to-year oscillation based on calendar positioning. Last season, 2025, Cease posted a 4.55 ERA with San Diego, perfectly on schedule for an odd-year performance. The Blue Jays front office recognized this pattern and timed their market entry accordingly. They're not hoping Cease rebounds from a down year. They're banking on a documented, repeatable trend that suggests elite production in 2026. If that sub-3 ERA materializes alongside his typical 200-plus strikeouts and perfect availability, Toronto suddenly possesses arguably the American League's most formidable 1-2 punch with Gausman. This represents the difference between reactionary roster building and intelligent organizational strategy. Toronto identified a market inefficiency, executed before competition emerged, and positioned themselves to maximize value during their championship window. That's not luck. That's front office excellence. Cease outlined his spring progression clearly. Reach 5-inning capacity by late March, refine delivery mechanics to achieve that final 20%, optimize pitch sequencing for maximum efficiency. The Blue Jays have 21 remaining spring games before opening day on March 27th against Tampa Bay. Cease will likely start the second game on March 28th against Oakland at Rogers Center. Picture that Rogers Center atmosphere. A sold-out crowd welcoming the franchise's largest free agent acquisition ever. Dylan Cease taking the mound with 98 miles per hour velocity, elite strikeout ability, and historical indicators suggesting dominant 2026 performance. This is the moment when investment converts to production, when strategy manifests as results. The rotation that carried Toronto within 2 outs of a championship just added a verified October performer who brings both talent and cultural alignment. Cease joining forces with Gausman, backed by Trey Yesavage's emergence and the return of a healthy Shane Bieber, creates legitimate depth that can sustain a grueling 162-game schedule and extended playoff run. When you combine Cease's even-year pattern with Toronto's offensive firepower, improved bullpen depth, and elite defensive infrastructure featuring Gold Glove winners Andres Jimenez and Alejandro Kirk, the championship equation becomes increasingly clear. The Blue Jays aren't hoping to contend. They're built to win. Dylan Cease's debut confirmed what the front office already knew. They made the right bet at exactly the right time. The championship architecture is complete. Now comes execution. What do you think? Is this the rotation combination that finally delivers Toronto's first championship since 1993? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want every Blue Jays update analyzed with this level of depth, smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up. We'll see you in the next one.